Wike is a tyrant. Wike is a bully. That's the way he structured his idea of governance. And in addition to
the political atmosphere in Nigeria has completely shattered this January 2026. And if you thought you had seen it all, you need to pull up a chair, because the drama unfolding between human rights activist Omoyele Sowore and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has just reached a level of intensity that is frankly shocking everyone. We are talking about a headline that is so heavy it is practically shaking the internet, where Sowore has looked the powerful former governor straight in the face and called him a foolish bully. This is not something whispered in a dark corner. This is a loud, brutal, and public declaration that is spreading like wildfire across social media and news outlets. Sowore is not just calling names here. He's sending a very serious warning that Nyesom Wike, despite all his power, influence, and tough-talking nature, is heading for a massive fall, predicting that the FCT Minister will ultimately be disgraced. When a man like Sowore, who has stood in front of judges, DSS operatives, and presidents without blinking, makes a statement like that, you know it is not just empty noise. It is a calculated strike at the very heart of Wike's political image. To really understand why this is such a massive story, we have to look at what triggered this outburst. Sowore is currently in the middle of a heated legal battle with the federal government, yet he's taking time to address what he sees as the rascality of Nyesom Wike. The word rascality is very specific. It suggests that Sowore sees Wike not as a respected leader, but as someone acting with reckless abandon, someone who thinks the rules do not apply to him. This stems from the way Wike has been running the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Since taking office, Wike has been known for his aggressive style, threatening to demolish buildings, scolding civil servants on live television, and generally acting with the kind of supreme authority that rubs many people the wrong way. For a long time, people have been afraid to speak up because, let's face it, Wike is a very frightening figure in Nigerian politics who has destroyed the careers of many opponents. But Sowore is built differently. By calling him a foolish bully, Sowore is breaking that fear. He's telling Nigerians that this emperor has no clothes and that this aggressive behavior is actually a sign of foolishness that will lead to his ruin. It is a moment of truth that has many people cheering while Wike's camp is fuming with rage. Now, I know you are already hooked on this story because it sounds like a movie script, but this is real life in Nigeria in 2026. Before we dive deeper into the courtroom drama that makes this even spicier, I want to gently remind you that if you love getting these detailed breakdowns of the hottest political gist without any filters, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button right now. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you are always the first to know when we drop this update. We are following this story every single hour, and you don't want to miss the next chapter of this battle. The context of this attack becomes even more fascinating when you look at what is happening inside the Federal High Court in Abuja. While Sowore is verbally dismantling Wike outside, his legal team is literally embarrassing the government inside the courtroom. Sowore is on trial for cyber-stalking the president and allegedly causing annoyance, which sounds like a very flimsy charge to many observers. The government claims Sowore committed a crime by labeling the leadership as criminal, but Sowore's defense team pulled a move that left everyone stunned. They brought video evidence from 2023 showing Reno Omokri, a known ally of the current administration, saying far worse things about President Tinubu. In the video, Omokri called Tinubu a drug lord and claimed to have evidence. The court actually admitted this video as evidence. This is a game changer because it exposes a double standard. Sowore is asking the world, why am I being prosecuted for speaking my mind when the government's own friends have said terrible things and were rewarded with appointments? This victory in court has clearly emboldened Sowore. He feels the wind is in his sails. He feels that the government's case is crumbling, and that confidence is spilling over into his attacks on Wike. He feels untouchable right now because the truth, as he sees it, is coming out in full force. Let's go back to that ultimately be disgraced part, because that is the part that is really haunting people. What does Sowore see that we don't? Wike has been fighting battles on multiple fronts. We all know about the endless crisis in Rivers State with Governor Fubara, where Wike has been trying to maintain control. We know about the tensions in the PDP, and now we see tensions in Abuja. Sowore seems to be suggesting that Wike is overplaying his hand. In politics, when you make too many enemies and try to bully too many people, eventually the ground beneath you gives way. Sowore is predicting that Wike's arrogance will be his undoing. He is suggesting that the president himself or the powers that be might soon get tired of the constant drama and negativity that Wike brings. Imagine the shock if Wike, who prides himself on being the Jagaban of his domain, is suddenly stripped of his power or humiliated publicly. That is the picture Sowore is painting. He is telling the FCT Minister that he is not invincible and that the people he is bullying today will be the ones laughing at him tomorrow. It's a harsh message, but in the rough game of Nigerian politics, it's a message that resonates with everyone who feels oppressed by the ruling class. The phrase "Wike is a foolish bully" is also trending because it simplifies everything. It takes away the complexity of politics and brings it down to a schoolyard level. Sowore is saying Wike is just a big kid pushing people around, and like all bullies, he will eventually meet someone who pushes back harder. Sowore is positioning himself as that person pushing back. This is significant because the opposition in Nigeria has been quiet lately and voices of dissent have been scarce. By speaking out so loudly, Sowore is trying to wake people up. He is trying to rally the citizens of Abuja and Nigeria to stop accepting this rascality. He is challenging the narrative that Wike is a high-performing minister and replacing it with the image of a chaotic bully who is out of control. The fact that he sent this message while leaving court, surrounded by supporters and cameras, shows that he wants this to be on record. He wants history to remember that in January 2026, Sowore looked at Wike and told him the truth. As we watch this unfold, we have to wonder what Wike will respond. We know Wike loves a microphone. We know he loves to dance and sing and throw shade at his enemies. Will he hold a press conference to insult Sowore? Will he order his security details to harass Sowore supporters? Or, and this is the scary part, will he try to use the legal system to silence Sowore further? If Wike decides to fight back, this could turn into a total war between the activist community and the FCT administration. We might see protests in Abuja. We might see more dirty files being released. Sowore has hinted that he knows more than he's saying, and if Wike pushes him, who knows what else will come out. The brutal message might just be the opening shot in a long battle. It's a clash of two very loud, very stubborn personalities, and neither of them is the type to back down. This is why everyone is glued to their screens. It's not just news, it's a developing saga that touches on freedom of speech, the abuse of power, and the future of Nigeria's democracy. Furthermore, we need to talk about the AD-friendly aspect of this conflict, meaning despite the harsh words, this is a battle of ideologies. On one side, you have the establishment, represented by Wike, which believes in force, authority, and do as I say. On the other side, you have the resistance, represented by Sowore, which believes in questioning authority and demanding accountability. When Sowore calls Wike a bully, he is championing the cause of the common man, the taxi driver whose car was impounded, the market woman whose stall was destroyed, the civil servant who was yelled at. He is giving a voice to the voiceless. That's why this story is getting so much traction. It's not just about two big men fighting. It's about the little guy seeing someone stand up to the giant. It gives people hope that maybe, just maybe, bullies can be stopped. It makes people feel less alone in their struggles, and that emotional connection is what makes the story so powerful and why we are seeing such high engagement on every platform discussing it. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, keep your eyes on the news, watch for Wike's response, watch for the next court date in Sowore's trial, and most importantly, watch the streets of Abuja. The tension is palpable, and the disgrace Sowore predicted could happen at any moment. Will it be a scandal, a sacking, a betrayal? We don't know yet, but we know that Sowore is rarely wrong when he predicts trouble for the political elite. He has a knack for seeing the cracks in the wall before the building collapses. If you found this breakdown insightful and want to keep following following this gripping story with us, please do not forget to like this video to support the channel. And if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe now. It really helps us bring you more of these unfiltered stories every single day. We are in for a wild ride this 2026, and you definitely want to be seated with us for every twist and turn.